Welcome back to a brand new Clash Royale video, guys. My name is Chief Pat, and today we're going to be talking about fair play inside of Clash Royale, both involving the present as well as, more importantly, looking into the future. Now, I'm sure this isn't a topic you guys expected to hear about within the first week of global launch. I'm sure 90% of you guys who are playing probably just downloaded the game because it was only available in a certain number of places, unless you got a Canadian account or whatever. But I think it's really important to set a standard from day one as far as fair play and cheating goes inside of the game, because if you look at something like Clash of Clans, where we have clan wars, currently we're in the state that it is right now, as well as trophy pushing, which has seen many things in the past as far as exploitation goes. I don't know what's going on at the top of the trophy pushing leaderboard. I could only speculate now, but in the past it's been pretty hairy. Clan wars is currently hairy right now, and with a game like Clash Royale, it's 100% important that they keep the game clean. The game is built around real-time combat. It's not like I'm attacking your base, you're attacking my base back. We're going head-to-head real-time, and when it comes to that, any sort of cheating or manipulation pretty much ruins the entire game. So what I'm going to talk about today is what's currently going on inside of the game, and we did get a response from Supercell I believe about 1 or 2 days ago regarding this topic, and then talk about going into the future about how this game should work out. So right now inside of the game, one of the biggest problems and the most obvious problems as far as exploitation goes in fair play is going to be the top of the leaderboard. As you guys might have seen from tweets, you might have seen from the Clash Royale subreddit, you might have seen from the forum, there's plenty of evidence that some of the top players, namely a single clan, Hong Kong Esports, are using what's called win trading to inflate their trophies and make it so no one else could be at the top of the leaderboard. So here's an example of what happens. I would go to Molt and say, hey Molt, me and you were both at 3,900 trophies. How about you lose to me 4 times in a row so I get a bunch of trophies? You'll lose your trophies and then you can beat a couple of lower level guys, get your trophies back, and then throw a couple more matches against me, so I really don't have to ever play a real match. And while that might seem weird to you guys because you don't think you can choose who you play, at the top of the leaderboard, it is very simple to find whoever you want and play against them. I just have to click the battle button the same time as Molt, and since we're both inside of the top 20, there's about a 90% chance that we're going to find each other, making it really easy for us to exploit the system. So as far as the Hong Kong Esports clan goes, the #1 player who currently owns 2 accounts, and many people speculate that he owns as many as 6 accounts, which would be insane because that's like $80,000. Pretty much what his 2 accounts as well as 2 or 3 other accounts are doing exactly what I said about Molt. They're having their clan, they're having these members who leave the clan, they'll play the #1 player, give him their trophies by losing to him on purpose, beat a couple of lower level players, and keep feeding that top guy trophies as well as his 2nd account and maybe even a 3rd account. And what happens is it makes it so no one else can compete at the top of the leaderboard. I've had players who have won 90% of their matches, 95% of their matches, and they still can't crack that #1 spot because that one person is win trading. If you guys want to see proof of this, there is a forum post in the description below you guys can click and check out. It just, one guy tracked the Hong Kong Esports movements for 40 minutes, and you can see clearly that they're playing each other and doing this. I know I was doing a camcord live stream. I was literally live streaming, and they were doing it live on my stream. I actually caught 1 or 2 of them inside of a battle, and just as a point of reference, I've played hundreds and hundreds of matches, and I've always been inside of the top 15. Guess how many times I've played the #1 player? I played him 2 times. I played him twice in the game because he hides behind his shield. He uses, not even a shield, I'm thinking about Clash of Clans. He hides behind win trading to keep that #1 spot, therefore never really having to play anyone, very rarely that is, and doing that. Now I'm not saying he's a bad player, because from all accounts I've heard people have played him and he's a pretty good player, but the fact is he doesn't have to play because he win trades. So that's what's happening, and this is starting to really tickle a lot of the top players the wrong way. I know it doesn't affect everyone, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it's important that Supercell fixes this and they stamp this down, similar to what really should have happened inside of Clash of Clans, to make a statement from day one that cheating will never be tolerated. Leaderboard manipulation, exploiting game mechanics, cheating from day one. If you do this, #1, this will be fixed and repeat offenders will be banned. They have to have a strict policy on a game like Clash Royale because people will always be trying to game the system. And even though this is a small example only affecting the top of the leaderboard, this could go for anything. Let's say there's a cheat that exists that lets you immediately win the game. Supercell has to be on top of it right away, and it's extremely important for a game like Clash Royale. Now, we did see a response from Supercell a couple of days ago, and it reads as this. So it's titled Fair Play at the top. Challengers, for a competitive game like Clash Royale, leaderboard integrity is paramount. We've been following your conversations and are acutely aware of some non-fair ways of competing at the top, but fear not, we're on the case. In the last update, we pushed an under-the-hood matchmaking change live, which made it more difficult to get matched with the same player over and over again. The change helped, but it didn't resolve the issue fully. However, the good news is we're working on another change right now. We know we can tackle this, and we're going to continue working on it until Clash Royale leaderboards are a fair play environment for everyone to compete in. Thanks for your diligence and patience so far, but please keep bringing your pain points to us on the forums and the Reddit. See you in the arena, the Clash Royale team. So even though this post doesn't say that they fixed it or that they have any concrete deadlines for when things are going to get done, I think this post is important on a much different level. The fact that they were willing to share this on both Facebook and Twitter and even make this post shows that they are acknowledging cheating and fair play inside of the game, and that they're saying from day one that they do want to take a stance. Now, of course, the first change that they did not fix it, but it seems like they're committed to doing it within the next couple of days. I'd certainly say within the next week from talking to them, and I think that's important. They're setting a precedent that things like this will be worked on, and we'll have to see what happens, but if they can knock this out going forward into the future, I think it's important, because again, people are always going to be trying to game the system. Supercell is always going to be having to fight this, and from day one, acknowledging and letting the community know that that's going to happen, I think is a pretty big step. So we'll have to see what happens. And as far as my involvement goes, guys, I'm going to be someone from day one who makes sure that the game is a clean game. On a bigger level than the leaderboard, I know not everyone cares about the leaderboard, and it's not even about the leaderboard. It's about cheating and fair play as a whole. This is a very minute example for, let's say, going into the future when a bigger problem could arise. And the fact that we've already seen a response from Supercell, and if the issue is now fixed after that, I think that's a good step going forward into the future. For me, I've talked to Supercell about this on the phone. Trust me, I had a very long conversation about it with them yesterday, as well as I've sent them numerous emails, and they've been listening to me about it, as well as I'm going to give this tread inside of the community. And I think it's very important, again, from day one that this game's a clean game, not only relating to the leaderboard, but for players level 2 to players level 12. So this is a really great benchmark to see how Supercell responds, how quickly they can fix this, because they've already shown us that they're willing to acknowledge the problem and work at it. Because again, the game isn't about new cards, new characters, and things like that. The game does have other problems going to it, such as the pay scaling, such as not enough incentives for lower level players. Those things can be addressed for a new game that's only been out for 2 months in soft launch. But as far as cheating goes, they have to lay the hammer from day one. They have to be on top of it. And so far from this post, we're willing to give them a little bit of leeway to see how it works out. I'm excited to see what happens to these changes. Again, if it's fixed within the next week, I'm going to jump for joy, and I'm sure many other people will as well, knowing that the future of this game is in good hands, hopefully, but we'll see what happens. I just wanted to let you guys know about the problem. I wanted to sort of just state my opinion about it and going into the future of Clash Royale, as well as let you guys know that from day one, I'm going to be a stalwart of fair play and making sure that this game does not go down the toilet. So yeah, that is going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you guys want to see more Clash Royale videos, make sure that you subscribe, as well as drop a like on the video if you hate cheating and exploitation, as I'm sure everyone does. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.